Hey, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Camille, and thank you for coming to my channel where I'll talk all things fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and we'll be speaking some inspiration as well. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come join the family. Also, make sure that you're following me on all of my social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. That's where I post in real time. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. Girl, today I wanted to do a different type of video. I want to do a get ready with me. I noticed that I always mention that we talk about beauty and encouragement on this channel, but I have yet done any type of content tailored towards those topics. So I wanted to do a get ready with me, do a basic face with you guys, and let's talk about some takeaways that I have took away from 2024. As you all know that this year is wrapping up, I definitely wanted to do like a chit chat with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this makeup look. So 2024 was a year that was very peaceful for me, in the midst of grieving at the same time. Not only grieving people that I have lost and that transition from physical to spiritual, but also grieving the life that I thought I would have at this moment at 35. I knew 2024 that it's gonna have its moments where, you know, I'm grieving losing the only grandparent that I ever known. But God was so good to me. And now I understand his word when he says that his grace is sufficient. And in life, it's going to be a day-by-day circumstance. And even though something major has shifted in my life, God was still gracious to me to allow me to experience peace. And that is something that I am grateful, because I did not experience that when I lost my dad. I think it comes to 2024, the biggest thing that I have learned this year was to enjoy the journey. Enjoy where I'm at in life, plan for where I want to be, give myself grace throughout the process. So I have to give myself grace that you are creating the blueprint for the life that you want to build. So you need to give yourself grace. I have learned sometimes when things are new to me, I get frustrated, and I don't like that about myself, that I'm so quick to like not see it through and I don't complete it. And I was like, not this year. Realized in this year is that things take time when you are building them. You're not gonna come out of the gate knowing everything. That's what makes the journey special. I have been at this content journey for forever, and I started in 2016. I stopped, then picked it back up, then stopped and picked, and I was like, you know what, if this is something you want to do, you're gonna have to learn how to be consistent. And so this year showed me that, like, you going to have to learn how to be consistent in the midst of everything. You're gonna have to sit down, you're gonna have to write you out a schedule. You gonna literally have to take this big picture that you have in your mind and break it down and figure out, okay, how do I get to where I'm trying to go? And a lot of times that part of the process scares me, where I don't want to do anything at all. And this year I was like, Camille, you have to be intentional. You have to be consistent in what you want to accomplish. I think about consistency, I have learned this year, is figuring out what is consistency for me. Consistency looked different for everyone. I knew that I wanted to learn how to be consistent on this platform, learn how to be consistent in growing my relationship with God, learning how to be consistent when it comes to like physical being, working out, and things like that. Social media tells you you're supposed to post every day, 3 times a day, 10 times a day, and all of this other stuff, and then you get overwhelmed and you're like, I don't think I'm capable of doing this. Because let's be realistic. I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I have all these other things that is pulling at me, and I'm supposed to post 10 times a day, and I was like, that's not realistic for my world that I'm in. That was a takeaway for this year, is being realistic with my goal setting, and learning what works for others may not work for me. So let me touch base on something that I really embraced this year. I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, appreciating the journey and not so much looking at the end goal. That is the biggest thing that I have learned. Comparison kill, y'all. I know y'all hear that a lot, but that really does. When you're always comparing your start, your journey, the things that you're trying to do to someone else that's doing the things that you desire to do, it's going to take the joy, the fun out of the journey. You cannot compare your start and your first step to someone who have been doing this for 10 plus years. They're going to be in a different journey than you. I remember over the summer, I have fell in love with walking this year, and it was this specific day when I was walking that I was just so ready for my 2 miles to be over. And where I walk at, like, you can see the big path that I walk in. It's just a circle. And so I remember I was starting and I was just looking like, I gotta do this twice. And God spoke to me that I was so busy on the end goal that you just need to worry about every step that you're taking in that moment. And I need you to apply that to your life. You're so worried about where you want to be that you're missing this space and this moment where you're at. And I need you to appreciate and be in there. And that really spoke and changed my perspective on how I view life and the things that I desire to do, because I get so overwhelmed with where I want to be that I'm really looking, when I get to where I desire to be, and I'm looking like I don't even remember the process of it. Enjoying the process of life and not worrying about the end goal. I'm a spiritual person, and God always speaks to me in multiple ways, and where I'm at is where I am supposed to be. Stop rushing myself to a place that I am not ready to be. Things that we desire, we're not even ready for those things. And this year, I just really learned how to submit everything to God and God timing for me. I wonder why you're feeling all of those feelings when you're rushing your process. And that is something that I have truly learned, is to really submit my goals, submit everything that I desire to God's will for my life. And I remember saying this prayer to God this year, is that, God, what I desire, let it align to what you have planned for my life. And also allow me to handle what I'm praying for. And I feel like a lot of times people are praying for things that they are not even capable of handling. If like God just literally just gave me everything that I desire in that moment, I will fail. Because I'm not ready. I did not literally go through what I needed to learn in the midst of everything. And so that's why when I say like truly enjoy the process, truly enjoy it. Because when God give it to you, you'll be ready for what you're trying to receive and not fumbling the bag. That's something that I have learned. Like, you know what? When you're ready for me to have that, it will happen. But in the midst of it, I'm gonna learn everything I need to learn to put myself in a position to receive what you have for me. Learning what God has for me may look different from what I desire for myself. I'm going to submit my will and everything to Him, because God's plan for me always outweighs my plan for myself. But another takeaway that I have learned this year is give myself grace during the journey. It is so hard trying to start something, do something from ground zero, and you don't have any knowledge. You're not gonna know everything. It's not going to look what you desire for it to look in the beginning. That's why you have to give yourself grace. Learned that I give other people so much grace, but when it comes to myself, I'm so critical and so hard on myself. And it's almost like I have this complex with myself that needed to change. I learned this year that I need to do better at being soft, being kind to me. It's so funny, in the world we talk about soft life, soft girl era, and you know, we want men to give us those things. We want people to be soft with us. And then at the end of the day, all we're being soft with ourselves. And it's almost like I was facing two different worlds in this year. On one hand, I was giving myself grace. And then on the other hand, like, I'm beating myself up, tearing myself down because I did not know a certain thing. And I had to realize that I am being so damaging to me, because that mentally takes a toll on me, and I need to sit in a space where I'm giving myself grace. And we're doing this with no help. Like, let's be real. A lot of us are starting things and creating blueprints and breaking generational curses off of our lives and our families with no help. Like, with no help. And that can be hard, and that can be challenging, and that's why grace for us needs to be given from us. Because listen, it's hard. It's hard when God calls you to something and you know that's your purpose for your life, and you can see the bigger picture, and then you have to figure out the steps in order to fulfill that purpose and be in purpose. That is so scary and challenging, but I'd rather do that than to live a life where I'm not being fulfilled while doing purpose. And then as a woman that's in her 30s, I'm 35, is really learning how to submit to God and invite Him in every area of my life. That was big for me this year. Every area, whether I'm feeling sad, whether I'm feeling happy, whether I'm feeling confused, because God is not a God of confusion. So Lord, I need you to help me with this, because this is not you. This is not you. And so God downloaded to me when He was talking about me enjoying the process, is that the enemy plan for people is to wear them out, and you have to be mindful of that. That's his goal, is to distract and wear you out from where you need to be. The enemy is trying to wear us out from our goals and dream, and plant these seeds of discord and discouragement. And so when I start feeling myself like being discouraged or comparing my journey to others, I pull away instantly and I go back to the source, and my source is God. Like, what did I tell you? Allow the enemy to frustrate you in the journey. Yes, you're going to feel like you're frustrated. Yes, you're going to feel like you're incompetent when it comes to building something, especially when you don't know the knowledge of it. But don't allow the enemy to literally wear you out. Like, don't do it. And don't do it to yourself either. I remember my pastor said this thing and it stuck with me. So sometimes the enemy is your inner me. It's you. Because I'm towards the end of my makeup. Final thing I would like to talk about is another one of my biggest takeaways is a feel emotional. Wait a minute. I don't like that. I just did my eyelashes. Hold on, Camille. Literally this year, I have learned to tell myself that I'm proud of you. I mentioned that I could be so self-critical of me, so hard on me. And when you're that way, you're just tearing yourself down. And you have to learn how to fuel yourself with positivity. And that's what I literally focus on this year in the midst of it all. Like learning to tell myself, you know what, you didn't know that, but you figured it out. You learned what you needed to learn. And I'm proud of you for that. Like learning how to overcome a negative with a positive. And that literally shifted my mindset on how I view me and the things that I do. Like your mind is powerful, and if you learn how to conquer a lot of those negative thoughts, you are not your thoughts. Like sometimes our thoughts work against us. That's why you have to fuel yourself with positive things when you already have a lot of things in this world working against us. It's something that I'm just so proud of myself, is learning how to be my own best friend and to be nice to me. I remember my therapist said to me that you're everybody else's best friend. You're so kind to everybody. You're so nice to everybody. You're so patient with everybody. But when it comes to you, you're so quick to like down yourself, and that's not good. You need to learn how to be your own best friend. I could be so patient with everybody else, but I was like, that's gonna change this year. I'm gonna be the most patient with me and then look toward everybody else. Okay, y'all, so that is it for the face. I think it looks so cute and good. I just wanted something simple and neutral. I am a neutral type of girl, so as you can see, I just want to say I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to encourage you all as 2025 is approaching. I want to say for all the new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family and being supportive and supporting the content and supporting the channel. I don't believe that I am in this alone. My goal is to build a community of women where we're able to support and engage with one another with positivity, being authentic with each other. And so as always, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed and you love the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the family. If no one ever told you, I want to tell you today that I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.